Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. I'm very excited today to be following up my recent unboxing video for the Elder Scrolls Call to Arms with this unboxing video that's going to focus on the miniatures that come in separate boxes. We have two starter sets down below here. We have the plastic Imperial faction, as you can see on the left. We have the plastic Stormcloak faction here on the right. There are 5 plastic figures in each of those sets. And then above here, we have the Delve set, plastic Bleak Falls Barrow. There's 8 plastic figures in that. We're going to take a look at all 3 of these in this video. In addition, if you're wanting to check out that recently released video around the core rules for the box set for Elder Scrolls Call to Arms, I'm going to put a link to that in the top right hand corner of the video, so you can go check that out if you'd like, just prior to watching me open up these miniature boxes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive inside each of these 3 boxes. Protect Tamriel and the Third Empire from your enemies with the staunch heroes of the Imperial Legion. Hadvar provides leadership and tactical expertise to the Legion troops and is supported by the Imperial Mage, whose expertise with magic and weapons makes her deadly at range and up close. Finally, 3 Imperial Swordsmen provide a stalwart backbone for your force, for use with the Elder Scrolls Call to Arms core rules, and that's that box set I talked about earlier. So let's go ahead, dive inside this box, and check out the miniatures. The first thing you'll see inside the box is a pamphlet here, which will show you how to assemble the miniatures inside the box, as well as a depiction of the sprues and numbering as well. So this is really going to help in terms of putting them together. If you're not familiar with actually building miniatures yourself, you'll see on not only the front side of this pamphlet, but on the back side, there's additional instructions here for every single miniature that comes inside the box. Inside the box, you're also going to find 5 bases that you can use in order to put these miniatures together. You'll definitely need these. If you're familiar with assembling miniatures, these are standard bases. Now we're going to take a look at the sprue that comes inside the box with all the miniatures here in pieces. So first off, you can see this section over here. And again, I'll just focus on these for a little bit so you can actually check out the detail on them. Hopefully that's coming through pretty well on screen as I get in focus with each of these different sections. I'll also flip it over so you can see the opposite side as well, but they seem to have quite a bit of nice detail to them. They look really, really good. Flip it over to the opposite side. We'll start over here. The next starter set we're going to take a look at is the plastic Stormcloak faction. You can see an example of some paint jobs actually right on the front of all of these boxes as I go through them. That can be a nice guide for individuals that are not familiar with painting miniatures or haven't gotten there yet. And one example of what these should look like, of course, you obviously have the video game as well to go back on to check out for coloring, but it's always nice to have that right in front of you. Here's a look at the back of the box. You're going to be aiming to take back your homeland with the heroes of the Stormcloak Rebellion. You've got 2 very unique characters here, and then you have 3 of the Stormcloak soldiers with great swords. And you can see them right up in the top left. The unique characters you have right here, and one of them is the Stormcloak Commander, and the other is a Warrior of the Resistance. Similar to the other box we took a look at, we again have a breakdown of the sprues by section, as well as the assembly of each of the miniatures inside the box, so it shouldn't be hard to find all the pieces you need per miniature. Similar to the other starter set, you're going to find 5 bases inside the box. These are standard bases. Now we're going to take a look at the sprues. Here's a nice up-close view of the sprue. Hopefully you can see all the nice detail there. They actually are very, very nice. You can see all the etchings on the sword look really, really good all the way down to the fine details. It looks like the actual sculpts are quite well done. So I'm just going to slowly move across these so you can enjoy them. Again, if you want to pause the screen, you certainly can to take them more in. You'll also see that it mentions the title of each of these right up here, which is nice and handy to have. It's also very easy to find just based on the pamphlet inside the box itself. And here's the final section over here. Here is the next side of the exact same sprue. I'm just flipping it over so you guys can see the back in case there's any additional detail you'd like to see there. So we'll move up to the top sections here, and we'll also head over to the far right. Last but certainly not least here, we have an 8 plastic figures pack, the Plastic Bleak Falls Barrow Delve set, and we're going to dive into this one right now. This box is all about exploring the world of the Elder Scrolls, and in this one you're going to be dealing with or facing up against the undead keepers of forgotten tombs and ruins. The Dragonborn delves into ancient Nord burrows and caves equipped with her iconic weapons and armor. The Dragonborn is opposed by the deathless Draugr warriors with great swords and creaking skeleton archers. These forces are led by one of Dragonborn's most fearsome enemies, the Draugr Overlord, who jealously guards the secrets of his resting place. Similar to the other packs thus far, you'll find a pamphlet inside breaking down the sprue as well as how to assemble the miniatures. You'll want to flip it over to the back side as it has more instructions and also in nice large detail to easily put these things together. It doesn't look like these skeletons are broken out into that many pieces as compared to some of the other models we saw earlier, so that's kind of nice. It won't take too much to put them all together. And obviously, because there's 8 miniatures inside of this particular box, you're going to get 8 bases in order to assemble them. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the sprue here. You can see there's quite a bit of detail here on these units. Of course, it's going to be tough to see everything, but hopefully long enough that you can get the gist of the quality on these. They look pretty good, pretty creepy all the way around, just like they should. The bow is very detailed, looking nice. Got your arms and legs in there. Quivers, swords. Looking pretty good overall. Flipping it over to the opposite side, we'll take a scroll through all of these. That's a really nice detailed shield right there. You can see all the bows, more quivers, and of course this is just a flip side of what we just looked at, but it'll show you the side you weren't able to see seconds ago, and another one of those really highly detailed shields. And that's going to wrap up the unboxing for these 3 different sets of miniatures. Now, in my prior Core Rules box set video that I linked to at the beginning of this one, there was a lot of questions inside of that one as to why there wasn't any miniatures actually inside that Core Rules box. And what Modiphius has done in order to answer those questions was during the Fallout Wasteland Warfare release of content, they found that miniatures mixed with cards and other components really wasn't a great mix, mainly because they can keep all the printed content separate from the miniature content, and the bonus in doing this is it allows individuals who want to go after the miniatures only or want to get extra of the miniatures not having to grab or have excess cards that are just unnecessary beyond what they would need. So what they do now, at least they did this in Fallout Wasteland Warfare, was they released separate packs that would cover all the cards for a given faction in one package, and then you would purchase the miniatures separately so that you could get exactly what you wanted without duplication and just unnecessary amounts of cards that you're not going to need. So what's really cool about them breaking it down like this is if you're just after it from the miniatures because you're a fan of the Elder Scrolls, you want to have some of these created and painted around your house or whatever part of your collection, you don't even want to play the game, you can simply go right after the miniature packs alone and get nothing else inside but just that, keeping the cost down for you. Whereas if you want to actually play the game, then you'll want to grab that Core Rules box set to get you started. And of course, as they move forward, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep these 2 different paths separate. And that's going to wrap up the unboxing of these 3 different miniature packs here in front of you. Hopefully this gives you a great idea as to what you expect to find inside each of these boxes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.